Welcome to Homespun House.
I'm Molly.
And I'm Molly's Grandma Sue.
Yes.
From America.
And thank you so much for joining both of us today. All right, so Grandma, I want to know how you first started knitting.
And that was so long ago that I hardly remember, but my grandmother, Grandma Jenny, always knit. And I wore her homemade mittens, and she knit me socks growing up.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Did she knit you the socks like what I showed on the podcast, the yellow ones? So she often did a cable.
They're from way back when I was probably in school.
How funny, how cute.
And my mother knit mainly baby gifts, as I remember. So, and then for some reason or other, I decided to knit a sweater when I was like 18, probably, no older than 19. Where I found the pattern and where I bought the material, where we lived, I have no idea.
Was the yarn wool?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Was it soft?
I think the yarn
Can
was
you remember?
Mostly wool back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my grandma, who lived in a tiny town in Minnesota, used red heart yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So where she got that, I would have no idea. Somebody must have picked it up for her.
Really? Because it wasn't a common yarn back then, or what?
Pardon?
Because it wasn't common back then, or why wouldn't you know?
Well, because she lived in a really tiny town in Minnesota with there would be no store that would hold yarn there. Mm-hmm. But close to a bigger town, Wilmer, and probably her daughters picked it up for her. I wonder where she got it, because she knit a lot.
Maybe a magazine? Was there maybe you could write to? And where did you get your yarn, Grandma?
You know, I cannot, I'll have to give that some thought, because I cannot remember where I would have gotten that yarn.
Really? Okay, so
I don't think they would have had yarn like that in Zumbrota. Which
is in Minnesota?
Yeah, but maybe Mother picked it up for me. I just don't remember. Mm-hmm. Will not remember.
Huh. So the first thing that you knit was this sweater. And what color was it? And what was the pattern? What did it look like exactly?
It was like a V-neck with 3/4 sleeves. It had a pattern, like kind of a cable, I believe, down the front of it. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of a sky blue, but kind of a gray, or gray blue.
And you never finished
it? A Scandinavian blue. And I never did finish that. I have no idea how far I got with that, and I have no idea what happened to the remains of it.
That would be so neat to see, wouldn't it?
My mother wouldn't have thrown it, I don't think. Maybe ripped it up, and because I did knit Becky a blue sweater.
So you think maybe you used that for something else?
I wonder.
So what did you knit after the sweater? What were you interested in knitting more sweaters, or?
Well, then probably the next knitting I did was for babies and little girls.
For your children?
Yes.
Because you have 7 children.
And I did a lot of them. So. And when I started the Scandinavian, I'm not really sure. But I knit for Becky, the oldest, a green Scandinavian. And then I don't know if I made up a hat pattern or knit a hat to match with Scandinavian designs on it. And that was out of a sweater that my mother had knit for her father-in-law, my Grandpa Olson. Which I don't know if she ripped or I ripped. So and Becky still has that sweater.
She does. Did her daughter Betsy wear it when she was little, or what does she do with it?
I'll have to ask her. I don't know.
Would be neat to see.
Yeah. I would think so.
So you really got into knitting sweaters. And now, see, that's so funny that you really, because I would be shocked now if I saw you knitting a sweater. I've never seen you knit a sweater.
You know, and I have a beautiful sweater almost done. That's been done for quite a while. In a box someplace in the bedroom.
What does it
I'll
look
have
like?
to get that out. And I bought a kit in Sun Prairie because there was one knit up and it was so pretty and it was lots of money at that time.
What kind of yarn? What does the pattern look like?
Well, it would have been wool. I'll get it out and I'll look it up and show you.
That would be neat to see.
And then I should finish it.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
my grandma always talks about finishing. You always talk about finishing your, about knitting a sweater or finishing a sweater. And if you have one that's almost finished, you should finish it. How exciting would that be to wear it?
It probably needs the neck knit and the down the front.
The button band.
The plaques, what do you call them?
The button band?
That's probably what was left to knit on it.
How funny. So you really are almost done. And then probably all of the ends to sew in.
Oh, yes. Job I always hated. I always hated finishing things.
Yeah, really? You still do? Yeah, I'm not. It's okay if you have like a good movie in or something good. You can just pick those things up and weave the ends in no time.
I have lots of things around here that need ends that aren't finished. They're finished, but they're not finished.
Really? Like what?
Oh my gosh, hats. Yeah.
Well, you knit a lot. Almost everything you knit is not for yourself.
No, the sweater I was knitting for myself, and I think the reason I didn't finish it was it should have been bigger for me.
Well, could it be blocked larger? I mean, if
you
it's
know,
wool,
I'll get it out and look at it.
Because I would imagine it could be, but can you?
I remember it had lots of colors in it. Trying
the
to
yarn
picture it. I
did,
can't
or
even picture it. It must have been stripes with a design in and lots of different colors.
Ah, so it's not like it wasn't a Fair Isle design. The yarn patterned itself.
No. I'll get it and show it to you.
Do it now.
You know, the other. No, I have to go in just a couple minutes.
I know, I'm kidding.
The other thing that when we went to the yarn festival in Jefferson. What was that? A fiber? What did they call that again?
Yeah, fiber and yarn festival, I guess.
It was fiber and whatever.
Yarn show.
And I bought a kit. There was a sweater done up in front of one of the booths, and it was so pretty that I ordered a kit, which was a little bit of money.
What?
And I still have the kit. So
you've told me about this.
When you come home again, that'll be your project. Knit that thing up.
Yeah. Crazy. I'm curious. I want to see the kit too. You've got to show it to me sometime. But now you knit. Now you're not really into knitting sweaters so much. What would you say your favorite projects to knit right now are? You know,
I've been thinking about a sweater again because I have some Lopi yarn and I've had a pattern that I've liked for years. So
really, so that's what you think you'll cast on soon.
And making sure it would be big enough.
Yeah, yeah, that's the biggest thing because I know you don't swatch at all.
No, I don't. I don't.
Have you ever?
The other thing
swatched?
I don't do is I never press anything. I have some things, but on the whole, I don't press. That's just another one of those little things that takes too much time and I don't want to monkey with it. I press everything. So.
Well, and yours always looks nice in the end anyway. I don't think most people would know, which is really strange. Because usually blocking makes a big difference. To spray it maybe with a little bit of water and kind of sizing it, or I definitely always do that if I knit something in Fair Isle because it really evens out the stitches.
But
but
sometimes I think the natural bumpy whatever
is
isn't very
nice.
much.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So, and you haven't been knitting very much lately after your knee surgery.
no, I did finish the fingerless mitts I was doing, so I could excepting for weaving in the ends, and then I had the socks that the yarn that you brought me, and I knit one sock.
which I knit a pair for Robert out of as well.
Yeah, and I got down to the heel, and I couldn't remember. Is it 26 or 28 stitches?
Oh
I should
no.
put on the heel.
On just one sock, you haven't finished both of one of them even.
Pardon?
You're still on the first sock?
No. This is the second sock. So, and I did a few rows of 26, but I'm gonna rip it back because I just did a handful.
Yep, always
So,
half of the stitches.
Finish that and get that out of my life, and then I'll be thinking about the sweater. I'm doing that.
Well, you always seem to go through phases of what you're knitting. I feel like you go through a phase of where you're so into knitting socks, and then a phase of where you're super into knitting fingerless mittens, or you knit these bracelets.
Baby hats. I did baby hats for a while, and I did some adult hats that I'm not. I've knit 3 of them, kind of the same, but I'm not really happy with the top of them. So.
And they're all your own designs.
Pardon?
And they're all your own designs.
Well, yeah, I didn't have a pattern. I just cast on stitches, and I'm going to take the one that I like the best, the green one with flex, and rip that down to the crown and do something different on top and see if I like it better.
Does it have? It has a Fair Isle pattern in the rim, though, doesn't it?
No. This one is just because the yarn was a pretty green with lots of flex.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did a knit 2 purl 2 rib for the body.
I hope that you enjoyed hanging out a little bit with my Grandma Sue. She's so important to me. You guys all know this, and I was so happy that she decided to kind of share some things with you. And something that we talked about and we are quite sure that we're going to do is offer a one-time monthly podcast. So once every month, my Grandma Sue and I will basically kind of do what you just saw. And so one podcast each month will have her in it. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope that you all like that idea as well. Now let's talk about what I have finished knitting. So I finished my little preemie hat. I put a funny little loop at the top just for a silly little detail. And I knit this out of my GGH yarn in the Rosa colorway. GGH is a local German yarn. It comes from Hamburg. So there it is. It's super teeny, super little. And actually, I've been wearing this cardigan all day. I just took it off because it's a bit warm. And I closed the window because it was too loud, so it's too warm not to be wearing this. It's too warm to be wearing this with the window closed. So this is it. I think I finished this in November. It's the Wood Stove Season cardigan by Alicia Plummer. And it has this really pretty chevron texture down the back. And this is the front. I've worn it quite a lot. And next time, if I were to knit it, I would knit the collar a bit longer, or I just would knit it shorter because it flips up all the time and it is actually quite irritating. But I'll sew it down at some point. It's a sweater that I wear around the house all the time. It's very cozy and I get a lot of wear out of it. Yeah, so that's that. The other thing that I've finished, and just like my grandma, I haven't finished weaving in the ends of just one of them. I finished this because I've been sick the past week. I know that you could all tell in the past episodes that I was quite sick, and I'm finally beginning to feel better. I was off work Monday, Tuesday, and it's really, really nice to be back and to be feeling better. But while I was sick, waiting at the doctor for 3 hours on Monday, because here in Germany, you can get into a doctor without a doctor appointment. You just kind of have to go and wait. So, which is really nice. Anyway, I finished both of them. I knit the whole foot of one of them while I was waiting at the doctor on Monday. So here's the first one, and here's the second one. I guess you don't need to see both, but I've decided that I am gifting these to someone who I already know, but it's a secret. And these will stay in my gift box until Christmas because someone very special, whose colors these very much are, will be getting these for Christmas. And I love them a lot, so this person must be pretty special to be getting them. And I know that they will love them. So I'm really happy to have those finished. And because those are finished, well actually, Baby Bee on Ravelry asked me how I wear my socks. I'm wearing a pair of hand knit socks right now. I'm wearing the Cineva, which I talked about before, that they are one of my most, a pair that I wear a lot. It's by Lene Gerald. They're beautiful. It's a really beautiful, quite easy potato chip knitting project. It has this really pretty cabled pattern, and I love them. But anyway, so how I wear my socks. I like to wear my socks over my jeans, and then I just wear my loafers. I don't wear tennis shoes because I don't know, I don't like tennis shoes at all. I feel very sloppy in them, and I usually wear more, I guess, styled shoes than a pair of tennis shoes. So I always have my pants tucked in to my knitted socks because I really like the way that that looks. Or if I'm wearing leggings, I have my knitted socks pulled up and you just see them peeking out of my shoes. I know that she mentioned that she has a problem of fitting her hand knitted socks into her shoes, but I knit my hand knit socks on either a size US 1 or a size US 2. So I don't have that problem at all. They're quite finely knit, and I've never had a problem of not being able to wear my shoes because my hand knit socks have been too big. I wear them all of the time and I love them. They're so cozy and comfortable. How do you guys wear your hand knit socks? I know that she was curious of if I wear special clogs with them, but I wear them all the time with anything. Unless I'm wearing something super dressy, then I obviously don't wear hand knit socks. But because I finished those socks, that means that I was able to cast on another pair of socks. These are the socks for my grandma, I'm pretty sure. I know that I talked about getting a really special, colorful, indie hand-dyed pair of sock yarn. Or not pair, but sock yarn. And then I don't know, I love this sock yarn so much, and it's the Patons Croix sock yarn in the rag shades. And so many people are knitting with this yarn, and I had seen it everywhere, but mostly on Instagram, and that's how I really fell in love with it. I love this yarn so much. I have just enough to make a pair of socks and then something small. I know that Michelle Owls is knitting a bunny love, a mini bunny love by Susan Anderson out of this, and it looks really, really cute. I think I'll make Elodie a pair of leg warmers with this because I think that it will make really cool looking leg warmers. But to show you the socks, so I have this one finished all the way down to the heel, and I'm knitting the Fish Lips Kiss heel with this. I will. I haven't started it yet, but I started to read the pattern for the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and Elodie was in the bath, and I think it's something when you're knitting something completely new to you, you need silence and you need to think about it, and it was something that I didn't want to try to do while Elodie was in the bath. So I decided that since I had another skein of it, that I would cast on the second one rather than kind of waiting around and not knitting. So I got this far. I knit the cuff, and so I've gotten through one repeat of the stripes. It is fun to knit. I know that Rachel of the Hungry Knitter, she talks about how this is also very potato chippy because of the stripes, and it really does. It makes it go very fast. And if you guys haven't watched The Hungry Knitter, I 100% recommend it. Rachel is amazing. She's so fun to watch. She has such a wonderful personality, and I really love her style, her personality, and her podcast is definitely, she only has 2 episodes at the moment. She's just started, but it's wonderful. It's very, very wonderful, and it has immediately become one of my favorites. And yeah, so she's knitting those socks, and they're coming along really nice. And my grandma has seen the socks, and she really liked it. I asked her, I said, Grandma, I know that you said that you wanted a really colorful pair, but these socks actually really reminded me of you. And they look like something that you would really like. And I also am very fond of the yarn and the color, and I will just keep knitting them for myself. But if you want them, it would be my pleasure to knit them for you. And she said that she really liked them, and she would like that to have them as her socks. So those are the ones for my grandma, and they're coming along quickly. I mean, as you saw, I knit one whole sock this week, and I knit the whole cuff and almost a second cuff of another pair. So I wouldn't be too shocked if I almost have my grandmother's socks finished next week. And my grandmother's socks are in my, I believe it's my Smell the Flowers knitting bag, which is up for sale on the shop. There are 2 of these. And the second thing that I'm working on, friend Mel of Single Handed Knits podcast, which is also very wonderful, sent me a gift pattern, which was so sweet. She sent me the mini bunny loves, mine, Susan B. Anderson. And this is so cute. I really love these. She thought that this would make, she sent me these because she thought that it would make a nice Valentine's Day gift for Elodie. But because I wasn't feeling well, there was no way I could knit up something like this. So I thought that I would knit a couple of these for Elodie and give her them for Easter. I'll definitely knit her at least 2, because Elodie always likes to have a partner or a friend for her toys. So whenever I make her something or buy her something, I always try to get more than one, because she doesn't really have fun playing with just one thing. So I'm knitting this out of, I have no idea what kind of yarn this is, but it's some scrap yarn of mine. I would say it's maybe an 80-20 wool acrylic blend. It's yellow with these bright, cheerful, soft pink, lavender, and teal flecks. I'm not sure how this is going to look up. I just saw it in my scrap bin, and I thought, that might make a neat little spring Easter bunny. And I knit it up, and I don't think Elodie will care, so I think it will be a nice use of this yarn. It's bright, which I'm sure that she will like. And then I would like to knit the second one in the same yarn that I just showed you from my Cinnava socks. The Regia Classic Trend Tweed in the lavender colorway. So I'll definitely be knitting 2 of these. I think that it will go very fast. I knit this little circle up in, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So I can see that you can have one of these knit up in an hour easily. So that's very fun. Thank you so much, Mel, for sending this to me. I've already thanked you personally, but yeah, this was so sweet to receive, and I'm excited to knit some of these for Elodie. So I put 4 rows on my Grace cardigan by Jane Richmond, but it's not enough to show on the podcast. I have so many yarns that I have really been thinking about knitting. There is a shawl that I want to knit so bad from Cascadia, put out by Cooperative Press. It's called the Raven's Nest Shawl. And the Yarngasm podcast, she knit this shawl, and it turned out, oh my god, it turned out so beautiful. She knit it in like deep teals and evergreen, I think, if I can remember the color correctly. Kristen is her name, from the Yarngasm podcast. And it turned out so beautiful. And I remember when she finished this and when she was knitting on it, I thought, oh my god, I have to knit up one of those. And I'm just waiting for the perfect yarn to knit it in. And I think now is a perfect time to cast on because I don't have a load of projects going. I just have the socks and the Bunny Love, and I have Grace, but I'm kind of, that one I've been having a hard time knitting on. Hopefully I fall back into knitting that now. My Cozy Memories blanket didn't get any love this week. I was really focused on my socks and not feeling well. But anyway, so this Raven's Nest shawl, I would love to cast that on this week. It's from the Cascadia book, which is so wonderful. I don't know if you guys have had a peek through this book, but of every single book put out by Cooperative Press, this is 100% my favorite book. I think it is. It has so many beautiful patterns. There are so many things in it that I want to knit. Jane Richmond has a very nice cardigan in there that I also really like. And there's no one pattern in there that I don't like. There's one hat that I kind of think, it's kind of rippled around the head. And that one I'm not such a big fan of. But every other pattern in the book, I very much so love. There's a Tin Can Knits stole, a really big scarf that's just beautiful. I really love that one too. For me, it was a toss-up between that one and then the Raven's Nest shawl that Kristen knit. And I love this Cascadia ebook so much. And I'm very excited because it's something that I really love and I want to share it with one of you guys. So Cooperative Press is so amazingly giving away an ebook to one of you guys. And also the shawl is, like I said, it's in fingering weight, so it's a perfect time to be knitting on that. Because we have our fingering weight knit along going on until the middle of March. So there are some wonderful prizes for that as well. Renee of Decadently Divine is gifting one of you this sock yarn. It's 400 yards of 100% superwash merino in the bouncy sock base in the color Autumn Blaze. This is very pretty and it's such a nice color. I really like it. This kind of corally autumn color has always been one of my favorites. And it's very nice and vibrant, and I feel like these indie dyers have really stepped up their game because I haven't received any yarn from, I think, any indie dyer that I wasn't happy with. So she, as well as Spin Monkeys, has a 20% off coupon code until the end of February, so soon, for 20% off her shop. So it's Homespun. Both of these are Homespun. And the other gift for one of the winners of the fingering weight knit along is this yarn, the Revolution sock base, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, in the Violet Beauregard colorway by Spin Monkeys. Tara's also offering. So today was kind of like a Spin Monkey episode. I have my Spin Monkey socks. I have the Spin Monkey sock yarn for the giveaway. And then I have my 2 fibers from Spin Monkey. But I'm very, I'm only talking about it because I love it, because I really like what she has to offer. And I know that whoever receives this yarn and this yarn will love it. Once again, if we get up to 75 entries, I am putting in a third prize, which will be super exciting. I have received some wonderful, 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 wonderful fiber in the mail. Tara and I of Spin Monkeys, we did a swap a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or so, and just today I got my package. So that is so exciting. I was so excited. As I mentioned, I sent her one of my project bags and I got to pick 2 braids of her fiber. They are even more beautiful than I imagined. Even more beautiful than they looked on the webpage, just like her yarn, just like I always say. So this is the fiber that I chose. There will be crinkling. I chose Rambouillet, which I've never, these are both new to me fibers. So that's very exciting for me. I chose Rambouillet in the Romance colorway. And this is the way that the braid looks. It is so wonderfully soft. So wonderfully soft. And it's reds, plums, whites, brown. And I thought this would be perfect for Valentine's Day, but Valentine's Day is over. Beautiful. It's so beautiful, Tara. I'm so happy with this. And I'm very impressed with her dyes. I'm very impressed with the vibrancy. This is so soft. And it smells nice and sheepy and good. Sheepy in a good way. I'm very curious to see how that spins. So I got that one and this one. They're totally different. This one's Superwash Corriedale in the foliage colorway. Now I know that she has one more of these up on her webpage. So if you like this, you can get it. Same with the, whoa. This is the first time I've touched these. Oh my God. This is really soft and squishy. I feel like this is almost like cry-worthy. It's so beautiful. I am so curious. So Superwash Corriedale, I've never spun this before. It's so fun to get new fibers and to feel them and to see them because it's just so fun experiencing new things like this. Really, it's so neat. And here is this one. So it's purples and bright greens and yellows and reds and pinks. It is just, and oranges and plums and whites. Aren't these so beautiful? So this is the foliage colorway. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm very happy with those. If you guys are looking for fiber, I definitely recommend Spin Monkeys. And who doesn't want to help out like an indie dyer? I think that's, I mean, I'm an indie bag maker, so I understand how important that is. I mean, you're making your living off of something that you love to do. Something that, I mean, Tara was obviously born to create, and I think it's fun to help people like that out, and I'm happy. Oh, and then I haven't opened this at all. She also gave me with my purchase, and Tara always, she's so kind, she always, at least anything that I've received from her includes a sample of something, with whether it's yarn or fiber. And I don't think that this is normal. Maybe she just did this to be nice, but she included a semi-smooth Rolag, Targi, Camel, and Tencel. And this looks beyond beautiful. And I love Rolags. I'm very excited to spin this one up. I will add it to some fiber. I have a couple of samples from her and then other people. I will spin up one just mix of all of my samples. I think that will be really fun. And this one's very soft. All of them are new fibers to me for spinning, Targi, Camel, and Tencel. But it feels wonderful. So that would be fun. And I've also ordered, while we're on the subject of Rolags, I've also ordered from Nicole Mendez. I've never ordered from her before, but she is local in Germany. And she is also an indie dyer. And she has yarn, she has self-striping sock yarn, she has just normal one kind of tonal yarn. She has Rolags, she has bats, she has braids, or maybe she doesn't have bats. I think she just has braids and Rolags of fiber, and quite a bit of different kinds of fibers. I ordered 2 Rolags from her, a really pretty green mint one, and both of these are about 4 ounces. And then the other one that I ordered was pinks and purples and really kind of like, oh, what's that stuff that you eat when you're at the fair and you're a child and it's really fluffy? It's pink, or you can get it blue. It's like a cloud. Oh, I can't think about it, but you guys know what I mean. It kind of reminds me of this. Cotton candy. It's like cotton candy, kind of, but with little flecks of bright color in it. And I think that one will be, I think those will be so much fun to spin. It's funny because I've accumulated, I feel like, quite a bit of fiber lately. Okay, not a lot, but for the fact that I just got my wheel for Christmas of 2013, I don't know, I feel like I've gotten a lot of fiber. I've gotten a lot of fiber just in the past 2 months, basically. Is when my fiber stash kind of started. I had spun on my drop spindle, but I would say just within the past 5 months or so, I've been very interested and excited about spinning. So I think this is my first episode where I'm not drinking out of a teacup. But isn't this mug adorable? I love it. I think it's so sweet. I'm really into cute and pretty mugs, and obviously teacups and things like that. But a very, very dear friend of mine here, a new knitter friend, gifted this to me because she knows that I really like things like that. So how sweet is that? Spinning is, I'm still spinning from my Spin City UK bat. That's kind of been the main thing that I've been working on. My wheel is giving me a little bit of trouble. I don't know what is going on with it lately, but my fiber keeps ripping, and I feel like one of the threads needs to be replaced on it, or maybe it's on there too tight. I'm not sure, but it's hard because it's a handmade wheel. It's a handcrafted wheel, and so there's no company really to send it to, so, or ask about it. But anyway, so I've been spinning on my drop spindle just a little bit. I think I've maybe spent an hour on it since I last saw you, and still spinning on the Spin City UK bat. I have about 1 ounce left, so I spun, I think, 1 ounce since the last time, and I'm still having a lot of fun with it. And I'm using my Spin City UK Candy Sprinkle drop spindle, which is so cool and unique. I don't have anything else that I'm working on other than just my knitting and my spinning. I haven't done any cross stitching. I've been sewing for the shop, but the bags are just at the finishing process because I haven't really had time to do that this week. So when there will be a shop update, I don't think that will be for a week. It's been really sunny here in Berlin the past week, which is crazy because I feel like Germany is quite gray, at least compared to where I'm from in America, in Wisconsin. It's really gray here. Last year, they had one of the grayest winters in history. And this year was very gray as well. So it's been extremely wonderful to have almost a week of sun. And I've really enjoyed that. Sure, I've been inside quite a bit because I wasn't feeling very well, but just to look out the window and feel sun. And I sat out on the balcony for a couple of moments in the last few days, and I have my plants out on the balcony now. They were all in the kitchen keeping warm because they couldn't be out on the balcony over the winter, and all of my green plants are now out on the balcony, and it looks so nice. And I'm very excited to be able to plant plants in all of the planters in the balcony. I usually buy about 20 different flowers for my planters that hang on my balcony, and I love that. I love getting my summer flowers. It's something that I'm like kind of obsessed about. My husband always laughs at me because once it starts to warm up, I become obsessed with the flower booths, because here in Germany, it's very different compared to America, but flowers are so accessible. You can walk along the streets and find booths and booths and booths of people selling fresh flowers for planting, fresh flowers for your home, and they're very affordable. The place where I get my groceries sells really beautiful tulips. My favorite are yellow. It's funny because that's my grandma's favorite as well. Maybe that's why they're mine. But I love yellow tulips, and you can get a bundle of them. I think it's 9 of them for €3, €2.99, and they're not like the cheap kind. They last for about 10 days, and it's so wonderful to have those fresh tulips in my home. And I just love flowers. I just love planting flowers and choosing flowers, and I know that time is coming because our winter has been so mild. I would have liked to have had some snow, but it was really mild, and I'm looking forward to sunny days and time outside and playing outside with Elodie and Robert and going for walks and flea markets, because those are just the kind of days that I love. So it was so wonderful hanging out with you guys today, and also I hope that you guys enjoyed meeting my grandma.
See some of you at the Madison Knitters Guild.
Yeah.
Our relatives in Norway.
Yeah, and maybe my grandma will go to the Knitters Guild sometime, and maybe you guys can meet her. And obviously now you guys know what her face looks like, so if you see her, you better say hello. So we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.